Alright, welcome back to the channel. How's everybody doing? I know it's been a minute as far as being at the shop, and for those of you who haven't been to the shop, I'll give you an exclusive. You don't get this often, but those of you who just come on board and you like to see how Big Son do it when he not doing it out there on the grass, it's when this is from back up at the shop. Some of the paraphernalia that's been sent from all across the country. Don't hate. Let's thought I let some of you see in case you think it's gone. It's still here. All right. It's what we got today. Big shout out to Super Clean sending me some more products. We got a little cool down for a minute. You know, we were roasting up in the 90s. Had what, 2 or 3 days over the 100. Hey, but we knew it was coming. The drought. You know, if you saw my video on the drought, go check that out. That did pretty good. But hey, we got some rain yesterday, some rain last week, but it's been so dry that as soon as it hit, you know, it sucks it right up. But if you've been in this for a minute, you know what time it is. You know this coming every year. You should know how to deal with it. And if you don't, you will if you stay in it. Because it's not the first time and it won't be the last. Okay? All right. This won't be well, this be more like a comparison. You know, a lot of you thought I had got rid of my ZT1, and that ain't happening. Okay, I'm gonna just let you know that is not happening. But I'm just going to show you some differences. You know, for those, some might be you know, shopping, you know, for zero turns. Believe it or not, there's always a new buyer. You know, someone looking for a little bit more knowledge, and being that these are basically homeowner mowers, although the Toro has some commercial features, it still was listed as a homeowner mower. Okay, so get that out there, out the gate right there. But let's start off with the years. Okay, the Cub Cadet is May the 5th, 2020. Okay, so more than likely that's 2019 model or 2020 model. It's a 42-inch stamped deck. Okay, it has the 22 horsepower Kohler. Okay, 7000 series. This mower I bought it brand new from a dealer. Here's the dealer, B&S Enterprise. It's down in Elizabeth City. When I purchased this mower, it was $2,700 delivered to my door. If I'm not mistaken, I think this mower is 32 or 33 now. And another difference that they've added, they come with the it comes with a fabricated deck now in the 42. Okay, this mower is right at 200 hours. So this is my fifth season, 2020. Yeah, fourth season, right at 200 hours. So you can tell by that it doesn't see a lot of daylight. It hasn't had a hard life, because when I first got this mower, I was still using my my John Deere tractor as well. So on rough days or wet days or ugly yards, I was using my tractor still. So this mower, the first season, didn't get a lot of light. And then the second season, I bought my 50-inch, the ZTR50, which I just recently sold to purchase this in April. Okay, so let me give you a little insight on this, and then we'll go back and forth. This is a Toro Titan ZX4820, 48-inch. This mower is from 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, it is at 494 hours. Let's say 500 hours. Okay, it has the Kawasaki. This cover is wrong. Okay, it says the 691, but it's actually the FR651V. Basically, I'm told the internals are all the same. This is listed at 23, but actually this engine is 22 horsepower. Okay. This mower has a 5-gallon got your 5-gallon fuel tank. I believe this mower has a 3-gallon fuel tank. Okay, I added the armrest. One thing about Big Son, if you know and you've been here a while, it's a must for me. I added them to my ZTR52. Boys and girls, I'ma just tell you, getting up and down, yeah, it's a must for me. And that's all I'm gonna say. If you know, you know. If you don't, one day you might. Okay, this seat came with them. And by the way, the seat repair is doing good. Boys and girls, those who saw that video, if you're wondering why it's covered, no, it's not because the seat repair failed. It's because that seat started getting hot. Now, I don't know why it seemed like this, it's gray. Let me see. I can show you what. Well, it's gray, but that seat was getting hot. So I picked this little cover up right here from, I think it was Amazon, you know, about $25 or something. And I like it. It's cool, you know, when you sit down. And for some reason, this seat being black and yellow or gold or whatever color it is, it doesn't get as hot. And I'm wondering if these holes have anything to do with it. I don't know. Or the material maybe. Because this is like a leather. And that is like that hard plastic. Let me see. Can I can't get in there to show. Well, y'all know what I'm talking about there. Okay, let's get back to some of the things here. Now, you can see how this deck is attached. You know, the brackets and so forth. You can see how it's made. Spindles. Everything is beefier. Everything is a little bit more stout compared to this. Okay. They both have the foot pedal to raise the deck, you know, if you're going over a bump or so forth, or if you're adjusting the height. Now with the Cub, you push the foot pedal down and you turn, and it has it on a dial, you know, 4.5. Over here on the Toro, same concept, but okay, it's there. And I'm telling you, I fought with this thing for 3 weeks before I even, I just, hell, man, it baffled me for the longest time. You know, I finally got it down to a science now. I basically cut right there. And according to that, if I'm reading that right, that should be 4 inches. Okay, I basically cut all my yards right there at that dial, and these are the only two I really use, from there to there. So if I'm looking at that right, it's 3.25 and 4 inches, assuming. Okay, your brake on this one, you have a manual brake. On the Cub, your brake is, once you put those arms out right there, that's your brake. Okay, they both offer the deck that comes out for easy access to the spindles and cleaning. That little tool will fit that. Same here, this will lift out for easy access to the spindles. Something else the Toro offers I really enjoy is you almost have like a little fuel gauge there. You know, that you can see where your fuel's at. I like that, because on the Cub you really have no way. You can probably look between, but it's nothing really accurate. I mean, the short shot is you have to lift your seat up. Now, I added those, cables and whatever, because I hated the seat, slamming down and so forth. Whereas on Toro, the seat is made so that when it gets right there, it actually stops. So I like that. The Toro has the 2800 hydros, which are serviceable. You have 2 filters. Wonder if you can see that, but you have 2 filters under there for the hydros. You can service them. The Toro, they say they're sealed. They don't have filters, but you can service them, and I'm going to do it probably next month. And the way I'm going to do it is right through there, that plug, I'm going to take that out, I'm going to drain it out and refill. Okay, I did it on my ZTR50, so I'm familiar with it. You just don't have the filters, so you have to fill it back through there and go through the purge process. Okay, the Cub. In the time of ownership, what have I had to do? And to be honest with you, absolutely nothing. I've changed the oil every 50 hours. It was, 3-year unlimited warranty, so the whole time under, I would always use a Kohler filter, but I put 10W30 Supertech oil in it. That's what's been ran in it. But as far as maintenance items, I haven't done anything. Oil changes, keep the filter clean, keep the deck scraped out. The only grease port is inside the hub there. I don't know if you can see that. There's a grease port right in there. Everything else is pretty much sealed. I actually have the same blades, the original blades. I don't think they're on there now. Or maybe they are. Let's see. I know I switch them out with the 810s. Yeah, I think those are the original blades. Hey, go figure. And the stamp deck has held up well, but I'm the only user, and you see it hasn't had hard hours right at 200. I may have changed the fuel filter. I don't think I've changed the spark plugs. I have not adjusted the valves. Okay. I bought this used. It had 400 and 79 hours on it when I purchased it in April. And what is it at? $494 now. And I've had to do a couple of things to this. Okay. What did we do? Oh, the charge pump on the hydros. It's a upgrade because the charge pump cover will leak. So I did the upgrade on that. Also, the governor shaft seal, where is it? It's down there. It's like a little small O-ring. Replaced that. That was like $3. The charge pump cover, I think, was $35. Okay, what else did I do to this more? Oh, big shout out. Hey man, sometimes the comment section are very, very, very beneficial. I want to give a big shout out. Oh my goodness. I hope you see this video. The person who helped me out, they noticed that this mower, the Toro, was running on one cylinder. And you know, I didn't get offended. You know, the guy said, man, sound like your mower's running on one cylinder. So that next day I did the test. You know, sprayed some well, several ways to do it. You can touch when it's running, you know, you can touch the exhaust, or you can spray some water on it or whatever. And my number one cylinder, okay, on this side was cold. You know, it didn't have any, it wasn't hot. So I took valve cover off and push rods. It came out. So I really appreciate that help, that observation. I have been running the mower on the number 2, I mean cutting yards with it, and it was doing fine. And the indication, which should have alarmed me at first, was in tall grass. I did notice some hesitation, but you know, I didn't really pay any attention. I wasn't really that versed with the mower yet. But got that squared away, put some new push rods in there. Hey, she been kicking. What a difference. Another thing I noticed about these Kawasaki's, the air filter system. Now I see why people upgrade to that canister, because you can cut 2 or 3 yards and this thing will, and you can cut for a week or 2. And this air filter system will have zero. I mean, it'll almost take 2 or 3 weeks before anything's, you know, in there. You know, of course, something's going to be in there today because I'm doing a video, but so really want to keep my eyes on this. Now, a lot of people are bought and sold on this Kawasaki. It's something about Kawasaki engine. People are, I mean, they just go crazy about that engine. It's the first one I've had, but I've had great experiences with the Kohler and my V-twin Briggs and Stratton. I had what, 600-700 hours on that mower, on the engine. It never gave me any problems. So the verdict is still out on this. It seems to have a nice amount of power. Now the cut, I mean, that's what we buy these mowers for. That's what we doing. We cutting grass. Okay, the bottom line. I don't care what it is. If it's got a bad cut, then I don't care what name it is. What have you done? What have you accomplished? Cut quality, to me, I don't see the difference. Okay, when it comes down to the bottom line, this Cub cuts just as good as this Toro. Now, this Toro is considerably faster than that Cub. And to me, prior to getting this was fast compared to my ZTR50. Now, I think that had the Okay, this has a 2200 pumps, hydro gear. This has 28. I think that ZTR50, it was a 2005 model. I think those pumps were even smaller. So it was a little slow, but it had one of the best cuts. I think it cut better than both of these. It was something about that deck, that stamped deck on that 50-inch mower. It was a phenomenal cut. But the speed, this is rated at 7 miles per hour. Okay? Now, somebody's not accurate. This is rated at 8. So something's not right, because this thing, to me, I don't need anything any faster. Let me just get that clear. Right now, I don't need anything any faster. I thought that with this, but now, this mower, I'm a big guy. If I get wide open on it, it'll bounce me. If I hit a little something, you know, it'll take a little bit to throw me 250 pound plus. That thing will throw me out that seat, and it has done it. Coming out wide open out the stretch. This is more, how can I explain it? More like a control cut. It'll move, you know, decent speed. But when you turn the lap bars to make a turn or whatever, it's smoother. As soon as you touch these, you going. You can let it, you know, you might be able to let, somehow, you know, you can put, when you get fancy, you put both of your hands together, and you might want to wave at somebody or use your other hand to get your phone. You're not doing that with this. You are not. That is not going to work. I'm telling you now. You take one of your hands off of this, you're going to spin around and it's going to throw you off. That's it. Ask me, ask me how I know. Right. It ain't happening. You better keep both of your hands on it at all time or just come to a stop. Okay? Now, in reverse, for some reason, this cuts faster in reverse than the Toro. But, you know, tire sizes, I believe they're both the same. That's 28 by 8. And can I see the size on here? Yeah, I believe they're both the same. Yep, 28 by 8 tires. And what we have, these are both you know, air in both front tires. They're hard. I said when these go out, I'm just gonna put the no flats on them. I'm not even gonna go through the hassle of repairing them, because trying to repair those skinny tires like that, it's a bear. And you can get them on Amazon for you know, $100 with the kit and everything. So I'll just replace them. Show you the blades under here. I don't know if you can see them. Of course, you got 3 blades. And let me give you some things I've learned with buying 2 used zero turns. Okay. If you're going to buy a used zero turn, of course, number one, you want to, you know, see how it cuts. Another thing for me, before I get into that, the used part, let me just speak a little bit about comfort, how I ended up with this mower for those who don't know. When I went to Home Depot to sit on them, the John Deere, the Toro, I think the Toro Time Cutter or my ride, I'm 6, you know, might be 6'1" or whatever on a good day. So I need a little room. This offered the most leg room, and I was able to sit my back, you know, back comfortable in this mower compared to that John Deere, the comparable John Deere and Toro. So I ordered it online through that dealer. So comfort was one of the #1 things as far as price when I purchased this zero turn. Okay, so comfort is a big thing. I'm a little bit older, so some of you, it may not be a factor. This mower is extremely comfortable. It sits more upright, has a more upright of a stance. That's a little lower, so when you get on, you're going up instead of up and then down. So getting on and off a little bit more comfortable there. We talked about the speed factor. Okay, but buying that used zero turn, let me tell you some things I learned with the two that I purchased. If you're going, and of course you want to see how it cuts, but one thing I learned, after you cut, go to a dry pavement. Okay, that's one thing I did not do, because if you have any leaks, you can see them on dry pavement. Let the mower run after you've cut and it's hot, and just look, go back there, just let it run. And if you're on dry pavement, if there's any leaks, you're gonna see it, and give it a good inspection. Check both cylinders. Okay, now I believe that happened after I had ran it for a week or two, if I'm not mistaken, and that push rod. But that could have been catastrophic there. But it's been doing good. But go, after you've run it, go to dry and let it run. Pull the spark plug boot out, or just touch both sides. If you don't feel comfortable touching it, you can pull the spark plug cover out. See if both cylinders are firing off. Okay? Just some little things. Check your deck out, for your rust and holes. Check your belts out. Things of that nature. So there you have it. Just a little insight on these two mowers here. They're doing good for me. Why 48? Well, my trailer is 5 by 10. So, you do the math. Now, my 50-inch just did fit. Now, there's 2 boards, so it didn't offer a lot of room. Plus, gates, these a lot of the homes and the newer gates, those white, like you can't see that through there, but those white fence gates, they're right at about 50 inches. I can get my cub through every house I had. But my 50-inch, there were 3 properties, and sometimes I would get stuck. I would be in a neighborhood and I would forget. And I would get right to the gate, and be like, God dang. So I cut the front, I had to come back and do the back. So I knew if I ever could find a 48, I could squeeze through, and that's true. And that's why 48 was very important to me, because I can get in all my gates now. Still one that I can't get in. That house that you all have seen, it doesn't matter with the million cars in the front yard. But, oh my goodness, I think I need to do that after the 4th too. But yes, that's why 48 was the kicker there. Okay, so just wanted to cover a couple of things there about these 2 mowers and share that with you. Big shout out to Super Clean. Hey man, that was rude of me. Let me let y'all hear him, and then I'll go. Let me see. I shouldn't need to choke it. Maybe I do. Okay, the choke on the cub is all one. Okay, choke is up there. Same battery, 2 boys.